Hello, buddy. Welcome back to another episode of Just That where I am playing, not was, where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode, we finished off the we just did the entire Alchemist questline, and in this episode, we are going to go and hopefully do the entire Culinary one. But I somehow doubt that because of the materials I'm going to need. Anyway, let us begin. Then shall we begin? There. We've come at a good timing, Lynn. Just so happens I need your help with something. One of our chiefs buggered up an order a bit ago, and he's been down in the dumps ever since. Engem is his name is, joined the guild a few moons before you did. Determined lad, but don't take failure too well. Anyway, we can't have him crying into his soup. His soup plays havoc with the seasoning, see? So I want you to try and cheer him up. And there's not like a good meal to take a man's mind off many failings. A nice bit of grilled trout should do the trick. So one of his favorites, if he was to cook him up a plate of that, I reckon he'd find the experience highly motivating. I hate this. It's like, can I have an easy accent to read? No. The main ingredients, Princess Trout, can be added at the Highland. As for Ingam, you find him working in the kitchens, prepare the dish and take it to him. Happy grin. Right, so grilled trout. Which needs a Princess Trout, which I can buy at the 7th Sage area over there. Or the High Island, as I say. I think in any case, yeah. Is this the High Island? Where's the High Island? I have no idea. I in any case know that this person, this herbalist... No? Oh, so this is where you can buy these. Oh. I know that there was a place where you could fish them. High Island. Ah, there. Okay, no. It's a very similar looking place. It's just on the other side of the city. I see. Yes, of course. Ronald Weasley. Just love your soul. Love your soul. Yeah. Yeah. What better way to fill your video with dialogue than repeating funny videos? Right. Princess, right. Gobi! Let's go and make some table salt. And then make that freaking grilled trout. There we go. And then we go we're running again. At least the Culinarian's Guild is underneath right next to it. Ha! Oh my god, I love this. This right here. I love this. It's the character from the freaking... from the Rogues Guild. It's always here eating. Vebek, I think her name was? Oh. What is it? A grilled trout for me? Well, yes, I am quite fond of the dish, but what have I done to deserve this? Or to deserve it? The guildmaster thought it would cheer me up, you say? Well, meaning though he may be, food is not the solution to every woe. But come, let us see your handiwork. It is my duty as your senior to give you counsel after all. Surely not. You made this? Truly, the aroma. It's delightful. And the skin, ever so slightly charred, just as it should be. 12 saved me the thought of sinking my teeth into that crispy layer and tasting the tender flesh beneath. Oh! Beg pardon. As I was saying, this is quite impressive. In fact, I doubt even a guildmaster would be able to fault it. Trust me, I know. But I don't understand it. You've been here scarcely long enough to learn syrup making, yet you're already capable of this? Do you know how long it took me to achieve the same? 6 bleeding moons. God, sire, am I so utterly devoid of talent? No, No, I will not be outdone by a mere novice. I refuse to be outdone. My apologies. I thank you for the trout, and would have you accepted this knife from me. In your gut. Use it in conjunction with your skillet, and your cooking experience will be much more enhanced. Do not mistake it for a gift. It is payment for the trouts, nothing more. Besides, it would give me no pleasure to get the better of a woman who wasn't properly equipped. Now, leave me be. I have stock to take. Yeah. Dodo it yourself. Oh, Lynn, fine timing. I need your help. Remember Ingham? Well, your girl tried that wonders for his motivation. Lad's been working his arse off ever since. And wrote, though I'd give him a chance to prove himself with a big order for delivery, but it looks like he might have bit off more than he could chew. Now everything he is made to my satisfaction. Problems being, when he's not made, and I ain't talking about a missing tail or nor a straight croton, neither. I'm talking about the bleeding main course of grilled dodo, so I'd be much obliged if you could whip up 2 servants in his stead, and get him over to him quick. In case you're not familiar with the dish, this is one of the Bismarck's old favourites. You rub garlic and salt into a piece of dodo tenderloin, then grill it. Shouldn't pose a rising star like yourself no trouble. Right, grilled dodo. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Grilled dodo. There it is. Dodo tenderloin and garlic. No. Dodo tenderloin. And Garlian garlic. I love that name. Right. What is it now? The guildmaster has entrusted me with the preparations of a sizable order, so if you don't mind, I shall get back to my work. You've brought me 2 servings of grilled dodo, and what precisely do you propose I do with? The main course! How could I have forgotten? The main bloody course! And it's far too late to start preparing now. Oh, damn it, your grilled dodo will have to do. I only hope for the quality, I only hope the quality of the other courses and accompaniments compensate for... By the 12, you cooked these? The golden brown hue, tantalizing the eyes from betwixt the perfect diamond pattern of griddle lines. The surface is seared to perfection, high over a hot fire to seal in the juices, just as the guildmaster teaches. And this irresistible aroma, just enough garlic to balance the dodo's gamey richness, but not so much as to overwhelm the palate. But, beg pardon, as I was saying, this is impressive. Grilled dodo may seem a simple dish, but therein lies the rub. If one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. I could not have produced anything near the standard. God damn it, I practice day and night in order to improve my skills, only to botch my largest ever order, and then you come along and save the day. You of all bloody people. What have I done to deserve this? Suffice it to say, I'm not pleased with how things have turned out, but you've done me a kindness, and I always repay my debts. Listen well, for I will share with you information that should prove to your profit. You know what guild leves are, I trust? Well, there's a variety that calls for culinary expertise. They're known as tradecraft levies, and they provide an excellent opportunity to hone your skills while earning coin. If such work interests you, I recommend you speak with Tomokuri, yeah, of the Adventurers Guild. And on that note, away with you! Whatever, this works. Well, if it ain't young Lynn, and judging by the burns on your hands, you've been working hard at your cooking. Good on you. You're an inspiration to your peers, lass. Especially Ingham. Oh, he's been working like a man possessed since that business with the grilled dodo. Not that it's made much difference. Nah. Truth be told, I'm convinced he's made a pig's ear of things again. He hasn't told me as much, mind, but it's writ plain on his face. I've tried to pry the story out of him, see if there's all I can do, but... but he bites his tongue when I'm around. Stubborn sod. Anyway, I was thinking might as Might be as he'd open to one of his peers. And seeing as how you... I have had such an effort on him, I reckon you might just be the last for the job. So do us a favour and coax the story out of him, would you? Oh, and lend him an ear. Lend him a hand if he needs one. Let me also go save my phone from being dropped again. You again, what have you come for this time? Oh, I see, the Guildmaster has you spying on me now. He thinks that I'm incompetent and can't be trusted to do my own work? Who am I fooling? If Master Lingzath, yeah, thinks that I'm incompetent, it's because I am. With me, it's one bungle order after another. It changed me to reveal this to you of all people, but I've offended one of the Bismarck's regulars. The man, Maga, is his name, has a soft spot for meat mikebabs, and so I thought I'd impress him with a complimentary skewer, only to have his expressions turn sour the instant he took a bite. I'll never forget the steel in his voice when he said that he would have words with the management. I meant to add luster to the Bismarck's proud reputation, instead I tarnished it. I want to set things right, but I don't know how. Mate Maga is still out on the terrace, but I just can't bear facing him again. Not this soon. God, what am I to do? No, I shan't be ordering anything else. I see you're still here. Let me guess, you've come to apologize on behalf of the sorry excuse for a chef who made that god-awful meat mikebab. Well, I'm afraid the damage has been done. I have been served second-rate food at the Bismarck. It is only right that the man responsible should be dismissed, and I mean to see to it that he is. Do not mistake my intention. I do this solely to preserve the Bismarck's good name. Were it to become known that Lingzath was employing the services of inferior chefs, this once fine establishment would soon fall into disrepute. You've yet to speak a word, but I take it you are not pleased with my evaluation. Very well. If you would have me believe that this incident was an aberration, and not, in fact, indicative of a general decline in standards, I suggest you convince me with your cooking. I will not have it said that I am an unreasonable man. Make me another meat mikebab, one fit for consumption this time, and I shall reconsider my stance. Meat mikebab. Right, dodo, paprika, tomato. Paprika and tomato. What does it begin with? Ruby tomato. There it is. Where's my meat mikebab? The other fellow's attempts may have been unpalatable, but at least I did not have to wait for it. Ah, here it is. Finally, unless you have any objections, I shall sample it in your kitchen. That way, I can treat Lingzath to my opinion with the flavor still fresh upon my palate. On my palate, whatever. Well, well. It would seem you have made amends for your fellow chef's failures. This is as moist and flavoursome a meat mikebab as I have ever tasted, and I've tasted more than I can count. As a matter of fact, I consider myself something of a connoisseur of the dish, and know more than a little about its preparation. Would you like to tell me what you think? Would you like me to tell you what I think your colleague did wrong? First of all, in his eagerness to seal in the meat's moisture, he left it searing for far too long, producing something akin to charcoal. Coal, not coil. Not so with your dodo. Its surface is charred just enough to be aromatic while the middle is still moist. Second, your friend grilled all the ingredients together, even though tomato and paprika require far less time over the fire than meat. To your credit, you did not fall into the trap. Last but not least, your friend was too heavy on the salt. Those with underdeveloped palates, fucking hell, may beg to differ, but it is the harmony of sweet, sour, and salty that makes a mikebab, and yours, my friend, struck the perfect balance. Which brings me to my conclusion. I was wrong to assume that the quality of your colleague's dish was indicative of a general decline in standards. It would seem the Bismarck's reputation is in no immediate danger. Thus, reassured, I shall forget about the incident. Master Lingzath has done well to train such a capable culinarian. I pray you continue honing your skills under his tutelage. Ah, Lynn, just the woman I was looking for. Words already reached me ears about what you got up to while I was away. To hear him tell it, you single-handedly restored old Metimaga's faith in the Bismarck. For that, you have me gratitude, lass, and Ingham's too. I told him to thank you in person, but he's too bloody proud. Don't hold it against him, though. I've already forgiven the daft sod. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I've never been one to give one of mine the axe for buggering up a dish or three. There's no denying our patrons are important, but they ain't my main reason for being here. Nay, my first duty is training our culinarians. And even if the good name of this restaurant suffers for it, you won't see me shedding no tears. You know why, lass? Because it's the people what ultimately make this place. And more than anything else, it's their passion for cooking that I want to bring out. Truth be told, there's only one reason I'd send a man away, if he stopped wanting to be a culinarian. Of course, I doubt that somewhat as I'll ever apply to you in the short time you've been here. You've already proven yourself more than capable, and so long as you keep your nose to the stove, you're only going to get better. I look forward to seeing what you're capable of, and tasting it for good measure. How do you? How do, Lynn? Jesus. Been taking care of yourself, lass? Remember, if you ain't got your health, you ain't got nothing. Speaking of health, one of our lot ain't been her normal self of late. Divan Dove is her name, and she's having a bit of trouble letting go. Judging by the grimace she's been wearing. I told the poor woman she should take better care of herself when she's but she'll barely leave the kitchen for anything, which is probably how the problem came about. Now I come to think of it. Whatever. This is a mess of freaking words for me. Anyway, if it ain't sorted soon, I'm worried she'll burst. You know what a pixie plum is, lass? It's a fruit what's native to Curthis, and just a thing to help solve Divan Dove's problem. Trouble is, they're bitter as sin when fresh, which is why plenty of chefs don't cook with the things. Of course, they don't know. What they don't know is you can get rid of the bitterness by drying them. Better still, doing so brings out their natural sweetness without affecting their other properties, giving rise to the noble treat that is the dried plum. Now, I would have made these myself, but we ain't got no plums at the moment, and I can't very well leave him post to go and get them, so I needs you to do the procuring and the making in my stead. We can pick the plums in the wild if you're fond of foraging. Failing that, take a gander at the market boards in Western Knockers Alley. Oh, and once the dried plums are ready, see that Divan Dove eats them, would you? Aye, and yeah, want to avoid letting on about the whys and wherefores, touchy subject and all that. Okay. Let's see though. Yeah, I seem to remember not having this. Oh well. Let's go and get them then. This is very much what I expected that I was gonna need to do. That I was going to must needs do. Reborn is big, man. Jesus. The base game is really quite big when you do all the content. Like, Jesus Christ. Or like most of the content, really, because there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to do literally everything. Alright, give me a pixie plum. Not alchemist. Culinarian. Really? 74? Wow. Nice. There we go. Back to Leminger. You want me to give you my opinion on your handiwork? Well, my daughter won't be... Well, I won't need to earn for a little while, so I suppose I can spare a moment. Let's go to the upper floor. Oh, these are lovely. What kind of fruits did you say they were? Pixie plums. Well, I never. There isn't a hint of bitterness about them. The drying process rids them of that, you say? I had no idea. In truth, the only thing I did know about the pixie plums is that they're a traditional remedy for... Now look here. We've barely exchanged 2 words since you joined this guild, and yet here you are being presumptuous. What? It was all that guildmaster's idea? Oh God, says that man of decency, this is an outrageous invasion of privacy. Unforgivable and... it's strangely moving. As busy as I am, I'm not so busy as Master Lingzev. Yet somehow he finds the time to look after his many charges while I can scarcely spare a moment to look after myself. I've been working so hard, but maybe effort is not the answer. Perhaps I just need to relax a little. Thank you for the gift. I promise to take better care of myself in the future. Right. Great timing, Lynn. Just so happens I've got a task for you what'll test your ingenuity in the kitchen. Diving Dove's looking a lot less tense thanks to your dried prunes, but she's still a bit on the pale side for my liking. Woman needs some red meat in her if you ask me, and I want you to cook it. A nice big outgoat steak should put some color back in her cheeks. Thing is, Diving Dove don't much care for the meat. Outgoat's tough as leather, you see, and it's got a pretty pungent flavor to boot. Islanders are just about the only folks to enjoy it. Safe to say you'll need to do something about the texture and taste if you want Diving Dove to eat your outgoat steak. Got all that? Good. Now run along, eh? Now we need outgoat steak. Somehow, yeah, guess what I got rid of? The outgoat chunks that I had. Anyway, garlic and garlic, please. Thank you. And let's just go to the market board and get some outgoat meat. Because why in the hell not? Not. Right. Outgoat. Chunk. 7 or 8, sure, whatever the fuck, I don't care. Catboy Alphino is here to confuse the living crap out of everybody and their grandma. How'd you like my, you'd like my opinion on a dish? Very well. What do you have for me? Oh, is this what I think it is? If so, I must warn you that I'm not particularly fond of outgoat. My evaluation may not be the most objective, but if you insist. My word, are you certain this is outgoat? It's not chewy in the slightest. You've done a fine job of tenderizing the meat, I must say. What's more, I can scarce make out the pungent flavor. It remains to be sure, but it's somehow pleasant, almost delicious when complemented by garlic. Being rich in iron, outgoat is supposedly good for you, and its texture and taste leave a lot to be desired. Which is why I've always loathed this stuff. How ironic that you should choose me of all people to sample you. Wait a minute. This is another one of the Guildmaster's schemes to nurse me back to health, isn't it? Why, that interfering... I said I would take better care of myself, didn't I? Apparently he thinks he knows better. At any rate, it does nothing to detract from your achievement. You've made me change my mind about outgoat. And that's no small coup. No chef in my native Ul'dah would have gone to such lengths to make the meat appealing. They would have dismissed it as lowly fare, unworthy of their time. Of their being. Ul'dah cuisine is a true product of life in the Sultanate, you see, rife with pomp and pretense. I began my career here, but soon grew wary of all the charlatans masquerading as gourmands. To hear them speak, one would assume that gold leaf was an essential part of every meal. That is why I came to Limsalaminza. And thank the gods that I did. Here the people's love of cuisine is simple and pure, and it shows the dedication of our guild members. Not a day goes by that I do not count myself fortunate to have been given the opportunity to work alongside fine culinarians like you. Wahey. Bollocks me and... How in the 7 hells am I meant to cook with one bloody hand? Gah. Of all the goddamn times I could have heard it. Why'd have to be now? Forgive my language, lass. Don't worry, it ain't serious. Well, it is a bit serious, to tell the truth. I've got a knackered me in my hand trying to catch a fallen crate, see? It'll heal and all, but it hurts like a bastard, so I can't so much as scratch my arse with it. Never mind all the skillet. Wouldn't be so bad, but we got ourselves a bigwig coming to dine today. One of the most powerful men in Ul'dah. Now, I've been in business for decades, and I ain't no stranger to call dignitaries. What whine about the colour of the bloody crockery. And now there's too much parsley garnish on top of their soup. But this ain't no ordinary coddled dignitary we're dealing with. This one fancies himself as a food critic, and he's always out to find fault, real or not. And that ain't the worst of it. Owing to his influence, is driven more and few respectable establishments into the ground. For this, he's earned himself the name of Chef's Bane in culinary circles. Each time the man's dine at the Bismarck, I've personally done the cooking so as to avert disaster. Don't get me wrong, I've got complete trust in all my chefs, but if the Bismarck goes under, the guild goes with it, and that ain't the burden I can put on just anyone's shoulders. But this time, someone else is gonna have to fill in for me, and I want that someone to be you, Lynn. You've proven yourself more than capable, and in eye pressure situations besides, I'm confident you won't let us down. You do well to begin by talking with Dive and Dove. Being a native of Ul'dah, might as well she know something of the Chef's Bane. I mean, Lord Lolorito. I am aware of the situation, but don't panic. Though the Guildmaster is indisposed, all is not yet lost. In case you're unfamiliar with our distinguished guest, he is the head of the East Aldenar Trading Company. Though you may not have heard that name before, you will almost certainly have heard of the many famous brands it owns, such as Thames Lapidaries and Sunsilk Tapestries. Lord Lolorito's countless successes have made him the wealthiest man in Ul'dah, a place where wealth and influence are synonymous. It goes without saying that he has a seat in the syndicate, the cabal that rules the Sultanate. Lest you wonder, Ul'dah is only notionally a sultanate these days. Anyway, as is often with the way with men of means, Lord Lolorito is a lover of fine cuisine, and as the Guildmaster doubtless mentioned, he's made a name for himself as a ruthless food critic. The man is a penchant for making life miserable for us chefs. Indeed, never places an order, but demands instead that you impress him, and therein lies our first dilemma: what to serve. Lest you think the fates unduly mischievous, I am happy to report that the odds are not wholly stacked against us. It just so happens that Lolorito's butler, a fellow by the name of Nonna Persa, is dining at the Bismarck at this very moment. This is a golden chance to learn what manner of dish Lolorito craves. Go to Nonna Persa, on the terrace and try to coax the information out of him. Good luck. I'm sorry, I think I may have misheard. Did you say that you would be preparing Lord Lolorito's meal? Well, this is rather unexpected, but if Master Lingzaf saw fit to entrust a task to you, then you must not be without skill. You wish to know what my master desires to eat? Ha ha ha! Finally it occurs to someone to ask me that question. It is my duty to see that my lord never wants for comfort, and naught pleases me more than to see Lord Lolorito in high spirits. As such, I should be glad to share with you what I know. Shortly prior to arriving in Limsa, my master spoke of being seized by a craving for a hearty meal of meat. Though he did not mention a specific dish, I happen to know that smoked raptor is a particular favorite of his. Needless to say, a man of such refined taste as he would expect no less than the finest sample of the dish. I hope this information serves you well. Lord Lolorito is due to conclude his business negotiations presently and will desire to take his meal thereafter. Once the smoked raptor is ready, pray bring it to me. I shall see it delivered to my master. A haunch of smoked raptor. I do have a raptor shank. Fuck yeah. Then sun lemon, which I can't get over here, and black pepper. I do remember black pepper being low on the list. Yep. And then there's still the sun lemon. Gotta go to the cheddarwood for that one. And just as I expected, this is gonna take a little bit longer. Well, actually, I'm at the level 30 quest right now, so I'm moving at a pretty decent pace. There we go. Give me that lemon. Right. Back to the Bismarck. And time for this. Get a load of this. Remember, Lord Lorita will accept nothing less than the best. Your smoked raptor must be the finest example of the dish prepared with the utmost skill. Ah, the smoked raptor is ready. Good. Now I trust you won't object to an inspection, lest you worry about your handiwork being defaced. Many years serving Lord Lorita has taught me how to taste with sight and smell alone. By the gods, this raptor is sublime! The marriage of cracked pepper and sun lemon begets an irresistible fragrance that perfectly complements the aroma of the meat. The flavor is rounded out with the mellow fruitiness of olive oil, which also lends the shank a luscious sheen that tantalizes the eye. I have presided over Lord Lorito's dining table for many years, and I can say without reservations that this is the most delectable smoked raptor I have ever had the pleasure of not eating. It is a little wonder that Master Lingzaf deemed you fit to cook in his stead. I doubt that even he could have delivered a better rendition of my master's favorite dish. You, madam, are quite a culinarian. Ah, but I sense you are... Whoopsie, sorry. But I sense you are more relieved than flattered. Hardly surprising, I suppose. Much more is said about my lord's uncompromising approach to cuisine. While I will not refute the rumors, you may rest assured that the Bismarck has no cause to worry. Madam, if you would excuse me, I must see my lord's meal delivered to him. You may look forward to hearing his judgment anon, and entirely without trepidation. If my senses do not fail me, pray send Master Lingzat my compliments. I really thought we were going to see Laura Rita. Right. You did it, Lynn. You impressed the pants off of Lord Rita's butler. None Pesa knows his master's taste better than his own, and his approval's all the assurance I need. The guild's safe, and it's all thanks to you. You never cease to amaze me, Lynn. You came to us with any knowledge of cooking, and now you're like second left hand. Like a second left hand, yeah. Well, that didn't come out right. What I mean to say is you're as useful to me as the ant. As the ant, and I all. I'm joking. What I meant to say is you're as useful to me hand as I hold me skillet with somewhat no culinarian can do without. Sure, whatever. That makes sense. You've got it in it to be one of the finest chefs in the realm, and I would see you fulfill your promise, or your potential. Promise me you'll keep at your cooking. Yeah. Tales of the Hand. Does it give me something? It does. It gives me the Chronicles. The Chronicler's Crown. That is interesting. Wow. These crowns are so stupid. I swear. Anyway. Right, good of you to drop in again, Lynn. You'd be surprised how many of your guildmates stop coming altogether, thinking they know all what needs knowing. But as any scholarly would tell you, the learning never stops, and I speak from experience. There's some who say I am the best in the realm, but there ain't a day what passes that I don't discover something new. Now, you and me were chefs first and foremost, but there's more to restaurant business than just cooking. That's why I want you to speak with Letitia, our bookkeeper. Before coming to us, she herself was a scholarly doing customs work at Melvion's Gate. You stand to learn much and more by seeing things from her perspective. Ah, Lynn. The chef who prepared Lord Lolorito's meal in the Guildmaster's stead. As thanks to your heroics, the Bismarck's reputation came through unscathed. We all owe you for that. So what brings you to my counter? Master Lingzaf would have you learn about our restaurant business at large, you say? Why, of course, it would be my pleasure to share with you such knowledge as I possess. Before we begin, I could do with a bite to eat. It has been a long and busy shift, and I haven't had the chance to sit down to a proper meal. Jesus. By way of board, might I trouble you to prepare some ratatouille for me? And call me spoiled, but please make it the most exquisite serving you can manage. My thanks in advance. Ratatouille. Oh boy, wizard eggplant. I love that one. So I'm getting the garlic and tomato, and then the rest I'll have to go and get. Garlic and tomato. And here comes the best part. I can make a lavender oil, that's fine, I think? No, I can't. I need to go and gather lavender, which I don't have. All around the world, we go and get some materials. Let's feed me more. Let's go and get that lavender. I need 4 pieces of this. There we go. Then I'm going to need some of laurel. That's in southern Thailand. Zucchini, La Noche, and this is in Noche, right? Okay. I want to make sure that I don't just go like teleport over to La Noche and then back to Gridania, and then like that way I'm just gonna be losing more money. Not like money is that big of an object, TBH, but you know. Rather be safe than sorry, I can guarantee you. There we go, wizard eggplant. Legends say that when you eat this eggplant, you will turn into a wizard. This is honestly one of the more annoying things about the Culinarian, is that like the ingredients can just be like all over the place. With all of the other recipes, like all of the other crafters, except for like Alchemist and Culinarian are the exceptions to that. Most of these other ones like use like certain materials for certain tiers of recipes, while Culinarian is just like, alright, now you need all of this, now you need all of that. It's kind of like random what ingredients you will need. And there's a lot of ingredients, so holding on to all of these would be a devastation to your freaking inventory. Let's... off we go to broken water. I also need to remember to return to the beast tribe stuff at some point. Well, yeah. That's the next thing I'm gonna do once I'm done with the crafters and gatherers. I'm gonna do like a set of beast tribe stuff. And then we'll go and continue with something else. I've yet to decide what I will do next. Laurel. There we go. Now let's go and make some... Somebody once taught me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Alright, and back to this. Wrapped in black and black and black. Wrapped in black. I wonder how many people will know that reference. Really curious. Ratatouille. A movie that I watched way too many times as a child. Or as a young boy. I guess a child, yeah. Right. When I was a little boy. Na 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 na. Let's have this. Get a load of this. Ah, such an enticing aroma. I will enjoy this right away. I can't remember the last time I had such tasty ratatouille. That was truly wonderful, and with my hunger sated, we can now delve into the kind of work I do here. In fact, you have just witnessed one of my most important duties, keeping track of our members' progress. I found that sampling each person's rendition of ratatouille gives me a marvelous insight into their growth. Owing to its simplicity, the vegetable sauté lends itself well to variation, allowing the chef to pour himself into its creation. Indeed, your own bespeaks your ability to create a quality dish under strict time constraints. Do not underestimate that skill. You'll find a great deal of a restaurant's success lies in performing tasks expeditiously. As an example, some other services I provide are procuring ingredients, ensuring our equipment functions, and perhaps most importantly, listening to our customers. If any of these tasks were ignored for an extended period, it is fair to say that the Bismarck would fall into chaos, and our name would lose its considerable luster. Well, I trust you now have something of an insight into my responsibilities. I only wish that all our members shared your curiosity about what goes into running this place. Oi, Lynn, you're just the last I was looking for. Which is to say, you'd be the last what Letitia was looking for. She's in need of some practice hands, and you've got the only one she'll trust. Well, besides mine, of course. But I've got my own matters to attend to. Take fair warning, though, Lynn. The better you get, the more others will turn to you. It's a fine feeling being relied upon, but it can be a right pain in the arse too. Anyway, enough of me prattle. Run along now and find out what Letitia wants. My thanks for agreeing to help, Lynn. Now, I will tell you the details of your task, but I must ask that you keep it in the utmost confidence. The Admiral is scheduled to host an afternoon tea for visiting dignitaries, and the Bismarck has been called upon to provide the repast? That's a word I've never read before. And refreshments. I have been charged with conceiving the menu, and require help making a few sample dishes. I would be grateful if you could prepare a blood currant tart, a serving of pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea. All of the finest quality. As a woman of the sea, the Admiral brings liquor like most folk drink water, but the same cannot be said for our guests, hence the afternoon tea, as opposed to, say, a dinner banquet. Alas, we know little and less of their taste beside that, so I am forced to consider a wide variety of options. It has proven to be quite a task, but with your help, I'm confident that we can serve up a menu to please. Oh boy, fish pastry, yeah? Okay, or pastry fish. Desert saffron, raisins, mirror apple, almonds. Okay. So let's go and start with almonds if I can find them. Oh boy. Buffalo beans, ginger ale, the mushroom thing, lowland grapes. I think I'm gonna need grapes, if I recall. Wild onion, chicken egg mold meat, mutton oil. Really? Really now, huh? In any case, I can make these raisins. That's not an issue. However, and then pie dough. How do I make this? Sunset wheat flour. Which I need 3 pieces of sunset wheat. Which is, I think, at the bottom of the list, yes. 3 slots remaining in my inventory. Yay! Crafting methods. Three slots remaining in my inventory. Let's go make the pie though. Six pieces of pie though, holy shit. And then I'm going to need table salt. Okay, this is gonna turn into an issue in a hot minute. I wonder where these sell them, because they don't sell over here, which means that they might be sold at the Avenue Exchange. Let's go to Hawker's Alley. This is not the Avenue Exchange. Whatever. Trade craft supplier. It's probably in the other part then. Culinarian, you make food, battlecraft supplier, retainer, jeweler, trade craft supplier. Let's see. Copper origin or maple. Nope. Nope, I can't find it. Let's see how expensive some of these things will be. Desert saffron. People always have to gather so much. I swear. I don't need like all of this. Almonds and mirror apple. There we go, and then a mirror apple. Jesus. Let me also go and clear out my inventory. Let's go and get rid of these random things. Bomb frying pan. I'm not going to need to summon anymore. Pixie plums neither, I hope. Outgo chunks, I don't think so either. Could be wrong, mind you. All of this food I also don't need anymore. That I will need, this I also need, and there we go. Oh wait, not the dried plums, the raisins. Okay, I don't need the ratatouille either. I feel like I need to sneeze there. Okay. Let's go and gather some stuff. Back to Broken Water. To get that desert saffron. Your mount can fly no higher. Right. Give me that desert saffron. There we go. And then a mirror apple, which can be found in White Brim. That I do recall because I gathered a lot of these to turn them into apple juice so I could level up. Right. Okay. That is one recipe. There we go. No, there we go. Me and the boys cooking in the middle of a blizzard. Speaking of which, let me go and check something. No, okay. Alright, so that is the pasty fish done. Then I need a bloodcurrant tart. And a cup of chamomile tea. There it is. I need bloodcurrants, natron, gelatin, maple sugar. So these things I'm gonna have to get. And chamomile tea. Is that like an even lower level thing? Chamomile tea? There it is. So I'm going to need chamomile, honey I can get. God, why? I swear. It's always that dank place. The person who came up with that idea of like, let's go and put an Aetheryte on the other side of the lake and put all of the gathering nodes you ever need on the other side. If you're wondering, yes, I am insane. You need to be insane to do the stuff that I'm doing, that's for sure. And then I would still need Natron, which I think I can make one more of. And then Gelatin, which I'm just gonna buy. Right. Chamomile, please. Okay. And then these boys. Which can be found in the shroud. Watch out, you're gonna make me drop my Quran. You almost made me drop my Quran. This is gonna be a longer episode, by the way. Just, you know, FYI. Because I am aiming to finish the Culinary questline in this episode. Right. And now I need all of these things, so... Back to Limsa we go. Now, gelatin, can I just buy that somewhere? Yes, but I don't think I can buy it in the place that I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's a cooking recipe, so I don't think I can buy that. Let's just go and buy it from the market board, whatever. How do you write gelatin? Gelatin, there we go. Why? Whatever, man. Whatever. All these people are RP walking in here. Well, it is Limsa Lominsa, of course. It's the RP hub. The good and the bad type. Right. Honey. Oh, honey, honey. I make this with... That's over here. No, it's one more lower even. I make this with 3 beehive chips. 1, 2, 3. Let's go in first. Not gather, son of a... Son of a bitcha! Of course I haven't made that yet. Ay, ay, ay. This is going swimmingly, as they say. Right. Gotta make sure it's high quality. Because otherwise that would be one hell of a waste of time. And then the blood currant. Or currant tart. Which requires maple sugar. Maple syrup. Okay. And then I need a piece of natron. Jesus. I hope that I don't need any more natron after this, because, you know, I don't have any effervescent water anymore. There we go. Let's go and make sure that I get the high quality, because it would be quite unfortunate if I didn't, after gathering all of these things. There we go. I made that, Culinary. Right, Latisha. How are the items I requested coming along? Unless you forget, it's a blood currant tart. Yeah, I know. No need to repeat that. Have this. Ah, such a tantalizing medley of aromas. I cannot wait to sample each one. You have outdone yourself yet again, Lynn. As soon as our guests seat themselves at table, their noses will be enticed by the rich, relaxing fragrance of chamomile. Having taken a warming sip of the tea, their attention will next turn to tart and pastry. For an instant they are at a loss, as both dishes are prepared with such a loving detail. Is this mere food to consume, or art to admire? They feel a twinge of sadness, that they must deface such beauty. But that sensation is short-lived, for no sooner do their teeth break the flaky crust, than they experience a veritable symphony of tastes and textures. The making of pastries and sweets demands not only a delicate hand, but artistic sense besides, and you, Lin, are possessed of both. I can recommend you to the Admiral without reserve. I owe you an apology and an explanation. I wasn't being wholly forthright with you. While I'm indeed tasked with conceiving the menu for the Admiral's functions, it is also my job to select the guildmasters who will serve as her chef. And I am thrilled to inform you that that honor shall fall to you, the woman who passed my test with flying colors. There's no doubt in my mind that you will represent the Bismarck admirably. Keep up the fine work, and be close at hand for when the Admiral has need of you. Well. I'm told you passed that dishes test with flying colors, and now you're to cook for the Admiral's official functions. Well, the time's come for you to begin flexing them culinary muscles for the good old wins in diplomacy. Aye, word arrived from the bridge just now. A foreign dignitaries come to Limsa, and the Admiral wants us, by which I mean you, to fashion the meal together. Letitia's got all the details, so you want to speak with her. Go and do us proud, Lin. I've been waiting for you, Lin. As I'm sure Ling Zaf informed you, we are playing host to a man of some importance, an emissary from the Holy See of Ishgard. Your task is to prepare a dish that will satisfy him. When the Admiral, receives foreign visitors, she ordinarily requests that we serve them the best of Lamintan cuisine. This time, however, she wishes to treat her guests to a taste of home away from home, a gesture of goodwill. To this end, you are to prepare a serving of Demail gratin. It is a baked dish of eft tail and popoto, creamy and warming. That is a mainstay in the cold climes of Ishgard. Suffice it to say that only the finest sample of the dish, made with only the finest ingredients, will do on this occasion. Yep. Alright, let's see. Where is it? Demail gratin. Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. Popoto I'm gonna have to go and grab myself. Black pepper and garlic I can get from right over here. Garlic and black pepper. Black pepper the pig. Sweet cream. Sweet cream are made of these. Let me see though, how do we craft these? Buffalo milk. Let me go and get this first then. Give me a piece of buffalo milk, please. Thank you. Oh, thank you. There we go. Now let's go to the market board and see if I can buy any of these without losing all of my money. Let's see. Nutmeg. There's 4 on the market board. Fuck it, I don't care. Popoto. No. Right. And then F-tail. There we go. The cat suddenly woke up and started purring. It's quite interesting. The cat works like a radar. Once you get in the vicinity, it just starts purring. There we go. There we go. Going literally everywhere except where I need to go. Nice. Is the Demail gratin ready yet? Remember, only the finest sample of the dish will do for this occasion. Ah, yes, it certainly looks and smells the part. So let's see if the same can be said of the taste. Oh my, simply exquisite. The crust is baked to golden perfection, and breaking it yields the creamy goodness beneath. F-tail tends to be lean and sinewy, but grinding it solves the problem. The Ishgardians have prepared the meat in this fashion since eras past, and I am pleased to see that you have done likewise. As for the popoto slices, they are boiled enough to be cooked through, yet not so much as to render them bereft of texture. In summary, your Zemail gratin leaves naught to be desired. Lest you wonder, the dish takes its name from one of Ishgard's oldest and proudest families. House Zemail has long stood at the forefront of castle building. Legend has it that the family created this dish in order to fill the bellies and warm the hearts of their workers, and I am confident that your rendition will do the same for our esteemed guest. Today, your culinary creations will serve not only to sate hunger, but also to close the distance between nations. You can hold your head up high, Lin. Keep up your efforts, and soon you will become the equal of Master Lingsaf himself. One more quest. Thank the gods, Your Lin. The Admiral is due to receive the Sultana of Uldar, and the Bismarck's been called on to handle the welcoming feast, but that ain't half of it. The Sultana specifically requested that your cooking be served, since word of your talents reached Her Majesty's ears, and not would do, but she must sample your culinary creations. Now, that's all well and good, but there's a blatant lot at stake here. Pleasing the Sultana would win you more acclaim than all else you could do, but if you was to bugger it up, well, I'd rather not dwell on it. Right now, we all know, all we know is she's keen to dine on something tasty. But if you want to guarantee your royal client satisfaction, you'll need to learn what she's hankering for. As always, you can count on the help of your guildmates. For starters, you'd do well to consult Dive and Dove, women from Uldar, as you know. And might be as one can offer some insights into the Sultana's preferences. Off you go now, and good luck. In Uldan, commoners like myself seldom get a chance to see the Sultana in the flesh. It's a great honor being called upon to prepare her grace's meal, but I warn you to proceed with caution. I'm sure you will recall Lord Lorito, your erstwhile patron, while a troubling rumor is circulating to the effect that he arranged this royal visit. As a member of the syndicate, it's entirely within his powers to do so. And if the whispers can be believed, Lorito's sole purpose for bringing the Sultana to Limzalaminza is to humiliate you, Lin, and by extension, the Bismarck. Whatever his reasons, 'twould seem he is still intent on proving our creations wanting. So, as to preserve our good name, it would be to your benefit to do as the Guildmaster suggested and learn all you can of the Sultana's taste. For this, I recommend you consult Letitia. Knowing her, she's already begun looking into the matter. I've been expecting you, Lin. I may be more bookkeeper than chef, but I'm no less a member of the Bismarck. As such, I mean to do all in my power to see that you succeed in pleasing the Sultana. Lord Lolorito has gone to great lengths to prevent us from discovering the Sultana's preferences, but discover them we shall. At any given time, there are a great many Uldans visiting Limzalaminta, be it for business or leisure. I suggest you begin by learning all you can from them. You might also wish to speak with Rube Epokan, a former colleague of mine at Melvian's Gate. As a customs officer, she has an overview of export to Uldar. I realize this may be a stretch, but we cannot have too many hints. You would know about the Sultana. Her grace is possessed of a good heart, that much is plain, but if you ask my honest opinion, she is rather young to be ruling. Her preference at the table. In that case, I know for a fact that she is partial to crowned pie. I once went to a patisserie to buy one, only to be informed that the Grace had bought out the entire shop. I seem to remember this being the dish that I need to prepare. Let me take a look at what it needs again, because... the crown pie. Pie dough, maple sugar, cinnamon, almonds, and a tiny crown. Why, yes, I do happen to come from Uldar. Is there something you require? You wish to know what the Sultana likes to eat? I scarce qualified to judge such things, but I do recall this one time I went to the market. There was a vendor crying his stocks of meats, and if the fellow is to be believed, his beef was bound for the royal kitchens, to be used to make beef stew for her highness. I hope that helps. And then... oh, fucking hell. Revenge of the Chef's Bane. Nice. Let's go and... Go to the East-Right Plaza. And then this way. What Sultana likes to eat, you ask? Oh, whoopsie, that's a lady. What Sultana likes to eat, you ask? I cannot claim first-hand knowledge, but some moons ago there was an article in the Mythal Eye. Her Grace was on a royal visit to Gridania, where she reportedly fell in love with a local dish. Something called Trapper's Quiche, if memory serves. Please don't tell me that I have to make all of these things. Please tell me I just have to make the crowned pie and that's all. Not like all of these dishes, because that's gonna be annoying. What is this thing on my map? Oh, ocean fishing is up, I see. Nah, don't really care. No more. Oh, you must be from the Bismarck. Letitia sent word... There we go. Word that you might be along to learn what manner of cuisine the Sultana enjoys. While I do not have plain answers for you, I can tell you that F-Tail suddenly vanished from the domains and markets right before her grace arrived. Some investigative work revealed that the tails were snapped up by the East Aldenard Trading Company, which is chaired by none other than Lord Lodorito. Somehow, I doubt that this is a simple coincidence. After all, when one thinks of F-Tail, one can't help but think of the eponymous dish, F-Steak. I'd wager that Lord Lodorito seeks to prevent you from making it. All the more reason to prepare a plate now. It's good to see you returned, Lynn. Judging by your elated expression, I take it your investigation has borne fruit. 4 potential fruits, you say: an F-steak, a bowl of beef stew, a serving of Trapper's quiche, and a crowned pie. Picking which one the Sultana has the greatest tonder for is a quandary. Why not? So why not prepare all of them? This is to be a grand banquet, is it not? It would certainly not be taken amiss were you to present several dishes. With that settled, best you get to work. Needless to say, all the dishes must be prepared to the highest standards. Once they are ready, please deliver them to the banquet venue. I hate this. Speak with Xanthiel at Bulwark Hall, and he will grant you admittance. This is the moment of truth, Lynn. Go and do his pride. Yay. Oh, fuck. Crowned pie, F-steak, beef stew, and Trapper's quiche. Oof. I need a tiny crown, which I can buy in this shop over here. Can you not? Hello? No. There we go. That's at the bottom of the list. Tiny crown. Then, I'm going to need black pepper and garlic. Black pepper, garlic, and sour red. Black pepper, garlic. I haven't... fuck. Sour red. Do you sell that over here? I don't think so. I think I have to go to the market for that. However, I am running out of, inventory space, so that's really fun. Don't need this gratin anymore. Don't need this pastry fish anymore. Bloodcurrants neither. Chamomile neither. Sweet cream, I don't think so either. So, cider vinegar. I need a fairy apple for that. Oof. Beef stew, buffalo sirloin, wild onion, and another piece of sour red. Let's go and get a wild onion. Then I need to remember to get like 2 sour red now. Apkalo egg, cream cheese, Midland basil, and another F-tail. Jesus. This requires... nice. Okay. Let's go and make this. There we go. Right. Now let's go over to the other shops. I need 2 bottles of crimson... What's the thing again? And then I guess need 2 bottles of wine. And then, some other stuff, I guess. Let's see. Trade 5 supplier. 2 bottles of sour red, please. I in any case thought that you guys sold this. There we go. Okay. So that now leaves me with a set of almonds. Sure. Then I'm going to need 1, 2 eft steaks or eft tail. 2 pieces of those, thank you. Then I'm going to need to get a fairy apple, however the hell you write that. No, not potion. Fairy apple. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and make this. Okay. Then, so I can technically make these 2 now already. Then I'm going to need buffalo sirloin. Buffalo sirloin. An avocado egg. There we go. And then Midland basil. Whatever. No slots remaining. No. How could this happen to me? Yeah, I thought so. Even if I technically have space, the game is going to be like, nah, you don't, bro. There we go. Let's go and remove that. Okay. Gathering these ingredients wasn't too bad. Although the length of the episode is pretty bad. I also, in the meantime, have to take a look at something for a sec. Dang it. It's feeling funny. I'm making food in the game, and real-life food is now also done and prepared. That's pretty cool, I guess. I'll finish this recipes and then I'll just go and pause the recording and I'll be back to finish. I still need another piece of black pepper though, which I forgot. So where do I need to deliver this? Over there. Well, let's go and see if I can just buy a piece of black pepper from the market over here. There we go. Let's see, how expensive are people gonna make this? Assholes. A bunch of fucking assholes. Culinary skills. Right. Give me that black pepper. There we go. And then we need to make the beast. The beast stew. Beef stew. And there we go. Now, I will be right back, my friends. First, I'm going to eat myself, and then we're going to finish this off. Alright. Back. For more. Let's go and finish this, this final quest of the final Gatherer and Quester. Gatherer and Quester. Gatherer and Crafter quest lines. You are the culinarian, Linda there. I'm informed that you will be serving an F steak, a bowl of beef stew, a serving of trapper's quiche, and a crowned pie for the Admiral's banquet. My lords and ladies are beside themselves with anticipation. Pray do not keep them waiting overlong. Ah, the dishes. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You may enter. I do declare that was a most magnificent meal. My sole lament is that I cannot eat another bite. Would that I had the girth of a gubu. It gladdens me to see your majesty so well satisfied. Forsooth, never have I known such satisfaction at table. You did not exaggerate when you told me that a culinarian of surpassing skill was to be found in Limsa. You are that culinarian, are you not? Thanks to you, I have tasted heaven. My gratitude is yours. How could she possibly have known every one of the Sultana's favorite dishes? Instead of being humiliated, she ends up winning her grace's adulation. Bah! Did you say something, Lord Lorarito? Nay, your majesty, I was merely admiring the cuisine. As you say. Now then, my dear culinarian, pray tell me your name. I would send to you a gift befitting your service this day. You were given to understand that I requested you by name? Forgive me, but there appears to be a misunderstanding. I had entrusted the arrangement wholly to Lord Lorarito. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Sorry. Guess who's back for more? It's me. Right. Back to Linsgif. Or Lingzaf, I don't even know anymore. Meanwhile, my cat is doing the thing that a dog usually does, which is chase her own tail. Nice. I've heard all about it, Lynn. You did it again. God bless you. To have the Sultana herself praise your cooking as a taste of heaven, else even I can't boast such a feat. The Admiral commends me for training such a fine culinarian, but I did no more than teach you what it means to be one. Make no mistake, it was you that did all the hard work. You've surpassed even myself for fame, Lynn. There ain't nothing left I can tell you what you don't already can. I'm prouder than I've got any right to be. Nay, tain't no modest accomplishment last. And from here, you'll go on to reach even greater heights in our craft. But wherever you end up, always remember me words. It's passion what makes the culinarian. With that passion close to your heart, go on and put smiles on the faces of folk with your cooking. You can be sure I'll keep striving to do the same. And there we go. We are done. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this very long episode of Just That while I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we are going to go and check out a couple more things related to crafting in A Realm Reborn, and then we are going to go and move on with other things. What things specifically, I have no idea. I have yet to decide. Goodbye.